Good morning. Well, as I promised, I will do a recording of our flow that has the most poses to give us the most bang for our buck. And into those poses, we're going to build the strength building weightlifting that I did a couple of weeks ago with you. So you need a variety of weights. You might use, this is really a cute one. You might use a 2-pound for maybe overhead. That's as much as you want to use. Or you might use a 5-pound, or you could even use a 10-pound. So then I also have another weight for deadlift. And a deadlift is when you pick up something heavy, like when you pick up a suitcase, or you pick up a bag of groceries, or you pick up a bag of soil to put into your garden. So for the deadlift, that's usually the heaviest. And you might choose a travel suitcase with a bunch of cans in it, or you might use 2-gallon jugs with water in it. Now, a gallon jug filled to the top is 8 pounds. So 8 pounds is a good place to start. Maybe you lift 2, you would be doing 16. If you're carrying a suitcase going overseas, it's 50 pounds. So you're going to want to work up. On the whole, complex movements, which uses more than one set of muscles, are going to give you the most bang for your buck. So most of yoga is complex movements, but we add on the strength by doing action and resistance. So anytime you can add on action and resistance, you're using your own body weight and your mind with your muscles. So that's always a good tactic. You'll need a chair because we're going to do the sun salutation with the chair. You can always choose not to, but I like to do it because it allows us to do the low lunge, and it gives us a support to do some weightlifting and balance, of course, for those of you who want it. Let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Chair, strap, mat, and the wall if we choose to do the wall sit. Okay, so let's get started, and we'll start lying on our back in constructive rest. Constructive rest is when you're lying on your back, knees bent, feet to the floor. And let your spine rest, because this is neutral spine. And if you've been standing up and moving around all day, you might find that you have some cracks or some wiggles. Stretch out the back of your head, the ponytail crown of your head, and then reach your tailbone in the opposite direction. You'll notice when you stretch the back of the neck, the chin slightly comes down, and then relax into that space. Our first fundamental is grounding. Feeling how you connect to the earth. Starting at the top, let your head again stretch. I like to sort of wiggle my chin back and forth and get nice length and relax into that space, and feel the back of the head released into the floor. The neck or the cervical spine swoops away from the floor. And then the chest wall, which is the thoracic spine, is against the mat. Now, if you roll your palms up towards the ceiling with your hands at about 5 and 7 or 4:30 and 7:30, then you'll notice you're broader on your collarbones and more of your shoulder blades contact the earth. And then the lower back, the lumbar spine, swoops away from the floor. And then your pelvis is on the mat. So let your pelvis broaden and spread. If you think of your 2 hip headlights relaxing away from each other. And then the feet. The second fundamental is finding ease in our body. If we don't feel the confidence of the ground, we don't feel the stability of the ground, it's hard to relax. So make sure that you're first well grounded. Then see if you can find ease. And that means also not being clenched, not holding spasm muscles, not clenching your teeth. That's the secret. So relax your jaw, relax your tongue, and then invite broadness and spaciousness into the roof of your mouth, between your ears, as if that broadness and spaciousness could go all the way back through the skull into the ground, broadening as it goes away. Like the light of a flashlight broadens as it leaves the flashlight into the darkness. Relax all the small muscles in your face, particularly between the eyebrows, the squint of the eyes, maybe also the purse of the mouth. You can invite the eyes to glide towards the temples, and you can invite a gentle smile, just a hint of a smile into the corners of your lips. And relax your throat, relax your neck, broadening across your collarbones, relaxing your shoulders, maybe even wiggling a little bit to make sure that you've got a little bit more ease in your body, softening the lower back, releasing the tailbone. Remember, we talked about this. The tailbone reflects the anxiety in the mind. So if you're anxious, relax your jaw, your tongue, and then go down to your tailbone and relax your tailbone. The third fundamental is your exhaling breath. And the power of the breath is remarkable. There have been breathing techniques in yoga for thousands of years. Take a deep breath and exhale all the way out to the end. And better yet, if you can yawn, have a nice big yawn and let the exhale go all the way out. And then we'll just spend a few moments breathing naturally, making sure that we fill our lungs up with the inhale and that we let the exhale go all the way out to the end. Adding on a little pause at the end. And our recommendation is to always breathe through your nose. The nose provides a filter and humidification for the air coming in. It also, when you breathe through your nose, it makes a chemical called nitric oxide, which is very important to relax the veins and the arteries of your body, decreasing your blood pressure. The exhale, particularly adding on, going to the end and having a pause, that enlists your parasympathetic system, or the rest and digest system. You can change your blood pressure by 4 to 10 points by breathing with this way before you take your blood pressure. So the three fundamentals: grounding, relaxing your palate, and inviting spaciousness in your body, and exhaling all the way to the end. Start off with some gentle movement, supine cat-cow, moving your pelvis forward and backwards, taking the pubic bone and rolling it into the belly button, that's cat, rolling it away from the belly button, that's cow. This is flexion and extension of the lower spine. If you like, you can add on the upper spine by moving your shoulders. And then finding neutral spine, arms up to the ceiling, fingers pointing to the ceiling, palms facing each other, protraction, reaching to the ceiling, Retraction, bringing your arms down to the ground. Protraction and retraction. Inhale for protraction. Exhale for retraction. Keep the left one down, right one up. Slight twist and down. Keep the right one down, left one up. And down. Repeat. Right one up, left one is down. And down. Keep the right one down, left one up. And down. Bring your hands down. Today I want to do the knee exercises. We always do a pre-yoga, so if you don't want to do them, you can always do dead bug instead. Or I think we did Uddiyana Bandha with the and yoga sit-ups. But I want to do the knee exercise, the clamshells. It's really good for the hips, and I want to give the progression for strength building. So lie on your left side with your left arm under your head, and the progression is the easiest to the hardest, okay? So you stop where you feel that you are working and yet you're not clenching your teeth. So raising both heels, legs, feet up towards the ceiling, keeping the knees down. So you can always come back to this for the rest. And we're going to try to do 8 because 8 is the minimum. If you're going to do more, or if you're going to do several sets, then you could do fewer and do, so I think that's 8. The next in the progression is raising the knee up and out and keeping the ankles and feet together. You don't want your shoulders and hips to go back. Your hip stays stable, only your knee opens up. Okay, I think I'm about 6, 7, and 8. The next in the progression is to raise the legs and then open and close the knees. 4, 5, well, I can feel that. 6, 7, and 8. Now, the next in the progression is to come up onto your elbow and raise the hips and open and close. Now, we've never done this, I don't think, in our yoga class, but this is a wonderful exercise. See how complex it is. You're pushing down on the elbow to keep the protraction, to keep your broadness across your collarbones. And the next in the progression would be to take your leg out, and I'm going to need to have support and raise it up and down. Now, I'm not doing this in my regular classes, so I'm just going to do the demo. For those of you who want to, you can go ahead and continue that. And then we'll go to the other side. So you can see there's a lot of, you can raise the progression as you take more weight off of the floor. So you're on your right side, hip over hip, knee over knee, ankle over ankle, and your right arm under your head. And we raise and lower the double feet with the knees to the ground. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Next in the progression, knees open up, feet are together. 3, 4, 5. I'm going a little bit faster because we've got a lot to cover. 6, 7, and 8. Next in the progression, feet up, and then open and close your knees, the clamshell. 6, 7, and 8. Now, if that is as far as you want to go, you can choose any one of the ones that we've done, either repeating that or go back to resting with a few, or you choose what you want. But to continue the progression, you come up onto your elbow, elbows directly under your shoulders, you raise your hips, and then you open it and close. And 8. And the next in the progression is to take the leg out straight. I have to use something to support my hand, the other hand, and then we're going to raise our hips, straighten the leg, and go up and down. 2, I'm only going to do 4, 3, 4. For those of you who want to do more, continue on. and then come up to tabletop. Now, if you need protection for your knees, you can always use the knee protectors or a blanket or fold over a mat. Hands under shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Push away from the floor, curl the back, look down into your belly, try to get your nose towards your tailbone, cat. Opposite is sink the belly down, look forward, take the tailbone up the wall behind you, cow, and let your arm bones come all the way through the socket into the back. That would be retraction. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Cat is spinal flexion. Cow is thoracic extension. Now, we already started doing that when we were laying on our back. So find neutral spine, wag the tail to the right, take your left heel, put it on over to the right, take your left hand over to the right, look over your right shoulder without moving your knees. So keep those knees stable, directly hips directly over the knees, and see if you can see your left foot. Breathe into that opening of the left side. And then a cat-cow. And over to the other side. Right hand over to the left side, right foot over, and then look over your left shoulder. Couple of breaths here. And coming back, and cat-cow. Then we're going to do the twist. So that's thread the needle. Take the left hand out, bring it underneath the right, bring the left cheek all the way down to the ground. And you have a choice of what you want to do with the hand. The full pose would be with the arm up to the ceiling. Remember, if it's behind you, it's internal rotation. Or you can put it onto your sacrum. Or you can stretch it out in front of you on spider fingers and add on an arm stretch. That's my preferred. So wherever you want to be, take 2 or 3 nice deep breaths here as you reach that left hand a little bit further and get that twist in the thoracic spine. Then bring the right hand underneath and we'll do a cat-cow. And then the right arm goes out, right arm goes underneath, right cheek comes down to the floor, left hand, internal rotation up to the ceiling, or onto the lower back, or out in front of you, up on spider fingers, walking the fingers even more forward, stretching the right hand out even further. Let that exhale go all the way out to the end and relax into the pose. And then bring your left hand under your shoulders, push up, and it's 2 cat-cows. Take the right leg out, reach the heel back, toes are on the ground. Take the left hand out, little finger down, thumb up. Draw your shoulders away from the ears. Raise the left arm up. If you like, raise the right leg up. Make sure that hip doesn't come up. That hip rolls down. Only the heel comes up. Press out with the heel. Now, you can repeat this and go back and forth, or you can hold it. Right now, I'm holding it. And then come back down and a cat-cow. So my right knee is really bothering me. I don't know if I can balance on it because it's pretty painful. So now the left foot goes out, the right hand goes out. You can raise the right arm up by your ear. You can raise the left leg up. Make sure the left hip doesn't come up. And then you can come down and up, down and up. I'm giving you both variations. You can decide which one you want to do. And in class, we do one side and then the other, and we do it 8 times. So that's always an option. You can put it on pause and do that if you like. Then we're gonna come into knee plank. So you're on your knees, you walk your hands forward, you let your bum come down, knee plank. Curl the toes, raise the knees, and now you are in full plank. Up dog, let the bum come down, open up your chest as you look back. Come onto your knees and come down to child's pose. So that was another extension, thoracic extension. Your hands are out in front of you, press down and pull, building strength between the shoulder blades. We've been doing this for years now. And then release, isometric, press down and pull 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Remember, the more you pull, the more you're using your own body. This time you come forward into knee up dog, curl the toes, raise the knees, and then pike back to down dog. In down dog, bend your knees, tip your pelvis. End of the exhale, bend your knees, look up to your hands, and walk your feet forward. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Push down to come all the way up and back, mountain. So I think it's important that we put in Donna Farhi's, what she feels is the most important thing for SI joint and for building balance. And that is heels up, down with the arms, then adding on horse, chair, and sun salutation, okay? So we'll go heels up a couple times, heels up and down, inhale, go up, exhale, come down. It's much harder when you do it slowly. Okay, add on the arms, inhale, arms up, exhale, arms down. Add on horse, inhale, arms up. Horse, heels come down, butt comes straight down, knees come forward. So you don't, this chair is like this, horse is upright. It's like you're riding on a horse. Little small bounces, you can even feel that strength as you do this. You feel that? And then push down to come up. It's using your quad muscles. Now we're going to add on chair. I'm doing it sideways so you can see, okay? Heels up, arms up, heels down. Now the bum goes back, chest comes forward. Head is between your hands. The lower you go, the harder it is. And then we can do forward fold. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Notice my lower back is not curved. Exhale, plant your hands, feet step back, down dog. Come forward into plank. Now plank, if you can hold plank for a while, that's a great, remember plank is the new sit-up. That's a great place for strength building. You can come down onto your knees if you like. We've also added on the push-up. So if you like, you can come down to your knees and then come down as far as you can and push up from that position. Remember when I started this, I could only come down 1/2 inch and push up 1/2 inch. Look at this, I'm able to do a full push-up. Now the progression is to do a full stop push-up, and I'm going to show that. You come down, arms out, back in, and push up. Whatever you decide to do, we're going to do 8 of them. And the next progression is to do a push-up from your toes. I'm not quite there yet. I'm pretty sloppy, but I can sort of do it. Come down, arms out, back in, and push up. Okay, so wherever you are, do your 8. And then we end up in prone mountain. In prone mountain, your hands are down by your heart. Your fingertips do not go beyond your shoulders. Your toes are uncurled. Ground the backs of your feet, the tops of them. Notice when you press down, your knees come up, and then relax your knees and ground your pubic bone. Notice that turns on your bum muscles. Keep your pubic bone grounded, press down with your hands and pull back. Turns on the upper back, lengthens the neck, and up you come into baby cobra. And coming back down. Locust pose is one of the best. So round the pubic bone, press down, pull up, come up into baby cobra. Figuratively, pull your heels towards your sits bones to raise your legs. Take your hands back, palms up, and we raise it up to the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Come back down to crocodile pose, palm over palm, right cheek onto the back of the hand. Heels roll out from each other and take 3 deep breaths. All the way down into the base of the lungs. East-west breathing into the sides of the lungs. And up into the collarbones, the top of the lungs. And then come back up, elbows directly underneath your shoulders. So this one is Sphinx pose, and I like it because it gets your press down on your elbow to raise the chest, then knit your ribs to raise the belly. If you're really able to, and I am now, I'm able to raise my whole pelvis up off of the mat just by engaging my muscles. So this is a complex movement, right? Because I'm using my shoulders, I'm pressing down with my hands and pulling back, and I'm using my core to raise up my whole chest wall and then come back down. Take your hands out in front, about as wide as your mat. And I'm actually off of my mat. I hope you can see that. Okay. Press down and pull. And this is classic cobra. And this is wonderful for triceps. And the longer you can do it and the more you can pull, the more you're gaining those triceps. Now knit your ribs and see if you can raise up a little bit higher. Maybe even raising up the legs. And those cobras, they raise their tail up. And then come all the way back down. And this time left cheek onto the back of the hand. Crocodile pose and take your 3 breaths into the base. 1. Exhale all the way out. East-west breathing into the sides of your lungs. And breathe all the way out and then all the way up into the very top of your lungs, up into your collarbones. And then exhale all the way out. Bring your hands under your shoulders, curl your toes. Do a knee push-up. So knee plank. So you're going to push up to knee and then go back to child's pose. Press down with the hands and pull. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Press down and pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. This time we move, press down and pull, come forward. This should be very familiar to you, to knee up dog. Curl the toes, raise your knees, and pike back to down dog. End of the exhale, bend the knees, look up to the hands, walk your feet forward. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to fold. Push down to come all the way up, grabbing onto your right wrist and over to the left. Stretching out that right side. Don't let the hip go with it. Keep the hip right over your feet. And then inhale over to the other side, grabbing the left wrist and over to the right. And then inhale, coming up. I want you to grab your chair. We're going to do a couple of things with the chair. First, it's going to be the sun salutation for low lunge. Okay, so in low lunge, sun salutation, I find my toes are right under the front of the chair. Inhale, up salute. Exhale, bend the knees, tip the pelvis forward, fold. See if you can bring your forehead all the way down to the seated chair. Inhale, lengthen, look over the top of the chair. Exhale, right foot steps back. Right hip rolls forward. Don't let the hip go up. Rolls forward. Left knee bends. Maybe you move your foot forward. The more you bend, I do a little bounce. Can you feel it in your calf? And then open up your chest. Open up your gaze. If you like, you can also bring that right arm up. Or if you really want to add on strength, we'll bring your hands to your heart, or you can rest on your thigh, but bringing your hands to your heart, that's all internal support. Hands down, and you go back to down dog. Come forward into plank, and then up dog, and back to down dog. And the right foot step back, so the right foot steps forward. This gets the stretch on the other side. And then left foot steps forward and forward. Press down to come all the way up and back to mountain. So that was from the right side. Now we're going to do it from the left side. Inhale, up salute. Exhale, forward fold. Forehead comes all the way down, bend the knees. Inhale, halfway lift, looking over. Left leg steps back, right knee bends. Reach that heel back, maybe even wiggling the toes further away. Open up the chest, open up the throat. Left leg is back, so left arm can come up. If you like, you can take both hands over onto your thigh or have your hands at heart. And I guess you could also take both arms up. And then we step back with the right foot for down dog. Come forward into plank. Reach the heels back, roll the arm bones into the back of the socket. Up dog. Notice that the sun salutation is a constant extension and flexion. And back to down dog. Left foot step back, so left foot steps forward. Get the stretch on the other side. And then right foot steps forward. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Press down to come up, grabbing onto your right wrist and over to the left. Inhale, coming up, grabbing onto the left wrist and over to the right. And coming up. So keep the chair close by because we're going to do sumo, and I'm going to give you a demo of all the things you can do sumo with your weights. So I have the weights lined up down here. Here, I'll show you. They're lined up. See, there they all are, ready to go. Maybe I can have it so that you don't have to, so you can sort of see them. So the first one, sumo, legs apart, hands at hips. As you go down, the knees rotate out, external rotation so that they continue over the center of your toes. So body weight sumo is great. If this is where you are, then this is great. Now you can add on action and resistance. So you try to keep the legs straight as you bend. And you try to keep them bent as you straighten. So you're using your mind over your body, and you're adding any weight that you like because it's your mind. Then, if you want to add on, you can grab a set of weights. So I'm going to grab the 5 pounds. Now, you can just do sumo holding on to the 5 pounds because you're just lifting 10 pounds more. Or you can now do bicep curls as you come down. As you straighten, you bend. As you come down, as you straighten, you bend. We're going to do just 6 of these because I'm going to give a couple of demos. I think that's 3. We still doing action resistance? 4. I think we'll stop at 5. Next one is overhead press. Okay, so down and bend, straighten and press. Down and bend, straighten and press. Down and bend, straighten and press. 4th would be where we're going to be. The next one we're going to do is triceps. So your elbows are up to the ceiling and your weights are back on your shoulders. And you come down come up and straighten. Bend, down, come up and straighten. Do you see how we're adding on weights? So it makes our legs work more. Plus we're working our biceps and our triceps. Now, if you don't like that because you don't like your elbows up, you can do triceps like this where you kick back. And you come into the sumo position and you can kick back 6 or 10 times. Number 8 is kind of how much they want us to do. And coming up. So I think the last one, I think I've showed you the ones that I wanted to show you. Let's see. Cobra. Bicep curl overhead lift. The last one, the next one is the deadlift. So this is the one where you get something that's heavy. So I think I have mine set at, I think 35 pounds. And when you bring it right between, so you might be doing 8 pounds with your gallon jug. Sumo, right? Come down, reach for what you're picking up, and then press down with the feet to come up. And you do that 10 times. Really press down with the feet. If you press down with the big toe and your heel, you'll feel more things engaging. So this is called a deadlift. And it's sumo with weight. Okay, so now all the other ones we're going to do and just choose one. So when we go through our practice, you just choose one when we do the 2 or 3 sumos between each side, okay? We've done enough sumo. So right toes turn in, left toes turn out. Grab yourself a light set of weights. You want them to be light, right? Exhale to bend the knee. Inhale to straighten. Bend, straighten. This is the hammer hold. So you're just bringing the up to your, and then straight up to your shoulders. Next time knee bends, pausing here. Now, you could take your arms out with the weights. I've got too heavy of a weight. If you have a 2-pound or a 3-pound, you can take them out. Or you could put them down and put your arms out, looking out over your fingers. Remember, you're grounded, relaxed, and exhaling. With the next inhale, tip the pelvis, drop the forearm, open up the chest, press down on the elbow to open up the chest, okay? If you collapse into the elbow, it's hard to open up. Press down onto the elbow, and then you can really open up. If you like, you can come all the way down, and you can hold. If you like, you could have a weight right here, and you could hold doing a couple of curls. Drop the weight, hand onto the thigh, onto the shin, and open up into triangle. Bend the knee and come all the way up to warrior 2. Flip and do reverse warrior. Standing gate and reverse warrior. Okay, now, which one are you going to do when we go to sumo? Hands down, feet forward, and choose your weight. Which one do you want to do? I think I'm going to do my bicep curls. So find the weights that you want to do. I really should work on my angel wings, but I can't do. Okay. Down. Up. We're doing double, aren't we? Down. Curl. Up. Curl. Last time it would be 6. Curl. Up. Curl. Put them down. Left toes, right toes turn in, left toes turn out. You might want that weight, the lighter weight, by your foot, or maybe you want both weights. It's up to you. Exhale to bend. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Inhale to straighten. Remember Michelle Obama's beautiful arms? Would we ever look like that? Next time you bend, pausing here. Now, if you don't have too heavy weights, you can take your arms up, or maybe you take your arms up overhead. They don't have to be out to the side. They can be overhead. And look over your extended left bent knee, which is externally rotating, right? And maybe here, I can do triceps. Lift your ribs, your arms overhead. How convenient that the chair is there. You put the weight down. And next inhale, tip the pelvis, drop the forearm, open up the chest. Now you can just breathe here if you like, or you can bring your hand down and breathe, or you can grab your weight and do some curls. Or you might decide that you want to do presses instead. So just have the weights close by so you can do whatever it is that you want. And then put the weight down, hand on shin, straighten the leg, and you're in triangle pose. This time let's put on a rest, extended side angle. With the inhale, reach for the ceiling and come up into warrior two. Flip the front hand and reverse. Straighten, standing gate. Bend, reverse warrior. Now you can look underneath your arm up at the ceiling, and that adds on a twist to your neck. And the next time you straighten, arms down, feet forward, and choose what it is you want to do for your sumo. I'm going to do the overhead press. Since I've got two heavier weights, I come down, I'm going to press up, I'm going to come up and press up. Sumo, press up, up. And another variation is to go sumo, and then when you come up, press up. Sumo. Okay. Put your weights down. Okay, we're going to work the legs. We've already worked the legs, but we've worked the arms. Wall for wall sit. It's a great thing to do anytime that you have the time. You want your feet to be out as far as your thigh is. And then come down onto the wall so that you're sitting on the wall. You press down on your feet, press down on your head, press down on your elbows. This would be a great place if I had my weights to do my weights while I'm doing a wall sit. Because I can still do it, can't I? I'm doing action and resistance, trying to keep my arms straight while I bend them, trying to keep them bent while I straighten. And we're going to sit on the wall for 30 seconds. I bet you're getting tired. To come off, come forward. Okay, back to the chair. I want you to have a chair for balance. There's a couple of things you can do with the chair, and one is a row, 3-point row. And for this, you use a little bit heavier. So my heaviest that I have is a 12. In class, I'm now doing 30, I think it is. So 2-point row, one foot's in front of the other foot's back. So this is like warrior two, right? Or if you have the heel further out, it's also like high lunge. You put your hand, there's the third point, and then you row it up to your chest, down and up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other thing that you can do, so that's pyramid, isn't it? 1 foot behind, 1 foot straight, your hands down, tilt your pelvis, let that hip roll down, the back leg hip rolls down. So we're still resting pyramid. Now we're going to change legs. And then we're going to add on a complex movement. So you're going to stand to the side of the chair. Now, if you don't need to hold on to the chair, you can do it without holding on. And what it is, it's flowing through warrior 1. No, 3, warrior 3. So this is warrior 3 is when you come back and you're straight. So what we're going to do is take your weight in your outside hand. You don't have to hold on if you don't need to. I do better if I hold on because I prefer to get the strength and the balance. I just hold on with the little finger. So now I'm going to lift and back up. 1, or that's 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can touch the ground, that's good. 6. We'll just do 6 over the other side. Guess I'll come this side. So now the other leg goes back and up. 1, 2, 3, 4. The heavier the weight, the harder. 5 and 6. So now I think we can move the chair away. So the classic move, complex move, is to do the double lunge. So right foot forward, left knee bends and touches, right foot steps back. Left foot forward, right knee bends and touches, steps back. Then you go backwards. Right foot steps back, come down and touch if you can. You might need to hold on to a chair. And do that 8 times. We did it once. Let's do it one more time, okay? So forward lunge, right foot steps forward, back knee bends and touches, and you step back. Then left foot steps forward, right knee bends and touches. Now, when I started this, I realized I couldn't do it with touching. I could only go down 1 inch or 2, and Jill, I know. Your knees are really hard, so just do what you can. We're building strength that support the knees. Now the back lunge, with a step back, touch, and come forward. With a step back, touch, come forward. So around the world is doing the forward, the back, then to the side, and to the other side. And that's around the world. Okay, so we've done lunges. We're not going to do the lunge flow, but we're going to do another sumo. And this time I'm going to do my deadlift. So this might be where you want to do a little deadlift. So get your grounding. Take a nice breath. Exhale all the way out. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, we come down for sumo. Grab the weight that you're going to carry and come up. And let's do that 4 times. Normally, you would want to do it 8. So you might want to put your computer on pause. Or maybe we'll just do another couple. Remember, pressing with your big toe and your heel engages the muscles of the back fascia line, I think it is. Okay, good. Okay, come for top of the mat. I guess we could add on, if you like, we could add on eagle pose or cow face pose. But I think I don't want to make this too long. I want you guys to be able to do it. So we're going to come down to the floor with a sun salutation. Heels up, arms up. Heels down, arms down. Heels up, arms up. Horse. Heels down, shins bend. Riding the horse. And forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Push down to come all the way up. Back to mountain, adding on chair. Heels up, arms up. Horse. And chair. And forward fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, feet, step back, down dog. Come down onto your knees and into child's pose. Left hand on left side, right hand on top of left. Stretching that whole right side, maybe swaying over to the right to get a little bit more stretch and back. Stretch and back. Right hand over to right side, left hand on top. Swaying to the left and back. Swaying to the left and back. And then the left hand back into child's pose on the left side. Place your hands under your shoulders, push up and come onto your back in constructive rest. So a really good back bend. We've already done several back bends, but a great back bend that I want to make sure that we do so that you get that chance to not roll into me, that big old thing. Grab a medium weight. We're going to do bridge. So in bridge, bring your feet up by your sits bones. Elbows are by your waist. Press down on the elbow and the back of the head to raise the chest. This is 20th century fish. And then lower the chest. Your shoulder blades are going to be closer together. Bring your hands down, palms to the floor. Press down on the feet to raise the pelvis. Pull the heels towards you. Reach the shins over your toes. Now you can stay right here. And go up and down 6 to 8 times, okay? Or the progression is to grab a weight and put it on your pelvis, hold it, and go up and down with the weight on your pelvis. So you can do a pretty big weight because this is, you got strong, you're using your strongest muscles. Your bum, your back, and your legs. Now, if 10 of those is too easy for you, then you can raise one leg and go up and down with one leg. So you could do 8 of those. Of course, you want to do each side. So this is wherever you choose to do. By the time I've talked through all the options, hopefully you've done them all. Okay, so we'll just end with a final bridge. And then come down, bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a rock and roll. And bring your feet to the floor. Grab your strap, supine leg stretch. Now, supine leg stretch, people think is just for stretching the hamstrings, but actually it does a whole lot more. So you're going to put the strap around the ball of the foot, and then you're going to take the foot and bring it over your hip. Bring your hands, one hand on each strap, elbow straight. Straighten out your left leg. Move that chair away. So reach that heel out a little bit further. Now that stretches your psoas or your hip flexors. And then reach the right heel out so that the knee straightens. And then draw the arm bones into the ground. So you're stretching the hamstrings. You're in the right leg. You're stretching the hip flexors in the left leg, and you're building strength between your shoulder blades and the rhomboids and the interior serratus in the back and your arms. We don't have a whole lot of push in yoga, except for when we add on the push-ups. So this is a pull, because there's the dichotomy between me pushing on the strap with my foot and pulling down with my arm bones into the ground. Then take both straps into the right hand. Left hand extends. Inhale here. Exhale. Right arm and right leg go out only as far as you can go and still keep the left hip on the ground without it coming off. Now, maybe you can only go down 1/2 inch or 6 inches. There is no prize for going, and you certainly don't want to go to the floor. If you go to the floor, then your hip comes up. The further that lever is out, the harder it is on your SI joint. So don't go out further. This is one place where less is best. And then come back up, coming across with the other, and then come across, internal rotation of the thigh. You can turn your head to look over your right arm. And come back, one hand on each strap. Reach the heel out, pull the arm bones down. Nice breath here. Then bend the knee, remove the strap, and you're in wind relieving pose. As you draw that right knee in, draw the arm bones down to the ground. Use your back muscles. Lengthen out the neck. Take the pubic bone, roll it into the belly button, raise the left leg. Point and flex. Point and flex. This would be considered a complex move because we're doing a lot of things right here. We're using our core, we're using our upper back, we're getting stretching. Now go circles the other way. Did you do the other way yet? And then put your leg down. And now pull that right knee in, reach that left heel out, and start to remove your support of the right knee and see if you can keep that knee as close to your chest without the support of your hands. It's a lot of practice. I find the after it's been about 2 years, and then bring the knee over the hip. And we'll work a little bit on pelvic floor stretching to strengthen it out to the side. 2 and 3. Cross midline. 1, 2, and 3. And put the foot down and the left leg joins. Resting breath. In through the nose. Out all the way to the end. Take the strap, put it on the ball of the left foot, straighten the left leg, bring it over the hips, straighten the right leg, reach that right heel out. Wrap the straps around your hands, elbows are straight. Reach the heel out of the left leg, reach the arm bones down towards the ground. And breathe. It's a lot going on. Keep reaching that right heel out, keep reaching the left heel out. Keep pulling the arm bones down and see if you can do it without clenching your teeth or holding your breath. Remember, those are the 2 barometers you have. If you're holding your breath or clenching your mouth, then you're doing too much. One more breath. And then take both straps into the left hand, wrapping it around, right arm goes out. Inhale here, draw the arm bone down. As you let the left leg and arm go out to the side, only as far as you can go without that right hip coming up, turning the neck to look over your right leg and the right thumb. And coming up, crossing midline, changing hands, left arm goes out, look over your left. I'm going to give myself a little bit more strap and straighten out that knee a little bit better, because when I go cross midline, that IT band really pulls. There's no shame in giving yourself more strap. And then come back and take the strap, one in each hand, reach the heel towards the ceiling, reach that right heel towards the wall in front of you, reach the arm bones down to the ground. Breath in and exhale all the way out to the end. And then bend the knee, remove the strap, pull the knee into the chest, reach the right heel out, arm bones down to the ground. Pubic bone rolls into the belly button, right leg reaches up off of the ground, point and flex a couple of times, and then rotate a couple of times, and go the other direction. And then put the leg down, draw that left knee in, and then slowly remove your support of your hands and see if you can keep the knee that close to your chest. Then bring the knee over the hip, out to the side, back to center, to the side, 2, 3, to the side, back, cross midline, 1, 2, and 3, and back. So we've used the bum muscles a lot with the lifting. So take your right leg, knee goes out to the side, ankle goes over your left thigh, lower thigh. Open up that right hip. You might stay here. If you like, bring the left knee over the hip. Both feet are flexed. If you like, take the hand through and draw your arm bones down to the ground so that your arm bones are pulling your thighs. So you're getting, this becomes a complex movement, doesn't it? Because you're getting the pull in your arms and your upper back. You're getting the stretch in your right bum. One more breath. And then release. Uncross. Resting breath. Left leg crosses over right thigh. Left knee opens up. This is a great opener right here. This might be all you want to do. Or knit your ribs. Raise the right heel up. This is unsupported. Supported is taking your hands through, knitting your hands, and then drawing the arm bones down, getting that isometric upper back strength building. You can straighten your leg up if you like, reaching the heel towards the ceiling. Some people prefer that. Or you can have the knee bent. And then release and uncross. Bring your knees into your chest for a rock and roll, rolling over onto your left side for clamshell twist. Left arm is underneath your head, knees are up by your waistband, right arm is out in front. Inhale up to the ceiling, exhale, opening up the chest and the neck, but not the hip and the knee. So you want to keep that knee, the top knee, right knee, over the left knee. And the belly button rolls back into the mat. So this isn't a splat twist. This is a using isometric muscles twist. It's a twist between the shoulder blades. And breathe a couple nice long deep breaths in through the nose. And inhale, arm up and down in front. And roll over onto your back and go over to the other side. So now your right arm is underneath your head. Your knees are up by your chest. Left arm is up in front of you. Inhale up to the ceiling. Exhale out behind. As you open up your shoulder, your chest, your throat, your neck, make sure that that left hip and that left knee is pulling forward so that it remains over the lower knee. Belly button rotates down towards the mat so that you're using your belly muscles also as you stretch the upper back. Inhale up to the ceiling, exhale down in front of you. Rolling onto your back, giving yourself a final rock and roll. Adding on a happy baby, holding on to the outsides of the feet and rocking back and forth. And then choose how you want to spend Shavasana. Traditionally, it's laying on your back, feet out, legs straight, arms out to the side. I always encourage legs up the wall. That's a great place. Or your calves on the chair or the ottoman or the couch. So your knees would be bent. Or you can be sidelined. Find a position that works for you to relax, rest, rejuvenate, integrate. Come to your three fundamentals of grounding. Feel the earth beneath you as Mother Nature holds you up in her arms. Relax your jaw and your palate. And then breathe. Allowing each exhale to go all the way out to the end. Take a deeper inhale, a longer exhale. Another deep inhale, and a long exhale. You're free to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. And when you're ready, just remember wiggling your toes and fingers, pointing and flexing, rotating, gentle movement. And bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. If you like, bringing your knees into your chest for a final rock and roll. And rolling over onto your side. And pushing up and making your way to seated. Hands to heart. Reach down with the sits bones tall through the spine, broad across the collarbones. Gentle pressure on your hands so that you have really nice posture. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe and free from danger. May all beings be free of any form of suffering. May all beings live with ease. Namaste. See you on YouTube.